Oh, Harley, you little minx! I could never stay mad at you. What's up, you bunch of fuckheads? Galactic Criminal here with another reaction. So I am fucking really hoping that this thing turns out to be pretty good. Kind of found it randomly. But it says the fucking thing's almost got 4 million views, so there's got to be something to it, right? This is Harlequin, a Joker fan film. The description says that it's, the origin story of Harlequin, so let's not fucking wait. Just get into it with a 1, 2. I just hope the Joker in this thing doesn't let me down. The last one was a real pain in my ass. This is from about 7 years ago, so it might not be, as good a quality as some of the other stuff I've seen, but still, almost 4 million views, even for 7 years, that's pretty damn good for a fan film. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you don't like people talking through reaction videos, you're gonna hate the fuck out of this. As long as they get the look and the voices down, I'm happy. Hopefully the writing's good too.
You're giving me a killer headache.
Okay, so we're not traditional Joker here.
Let me go.
Let you go? Why would I go through all this trouble just to let you go? No. First, we need to have a little chat.
Oh, God.
What? Is it my breath? Nope.
He's doing a pretty good ledger.
That. Sorry about the mess. This suit wasn't cheap, you know. Stop crying! Pretty please.
Let me go.
I told you to be quiet.
He's intense,
Can you at least untie these goddamn ropes?
Okay. As long as you promise not to run away. I wouldn't want things to get too messy. Just in case. Now, I'm sure you're wondering why you're here. It all started 2 years ago. The Bat and I got into a little rumble, and he threw me away in Arkham.
Let's see if the writing's any good.
I managed to find a way out.
When he monologues now.
But he picked me up as soon as I hit the streets. When I got out again, I thought I was safe. Kept a real low profile. At least by my standards. But no! Batman never disappoints. He knew where to find me. He always knew! Point is, life got to be so predictable that I fell into a severe depression. You see, I find living in Arkham meant living with a lot of rules. And you know how I feel about rules, don't you, sweetie?
The makeup looks real good.
Sitting in my cell, high on emotional pain.
Writing is pretty good too.
As doctors attempted to pierce my psyche. Boring! Where was the chaos? The spontaneity? Where was the fun? But then, they started coming. Some gore groupie. Some shrink in training. Used to write me letters like I was Dear Abby. Dear Joker this, Dear Joker that. Blah, blah, blah. Imagine that. Somebody wants to be like me. And the months passed, and the letters kept coming. And you know what? There was something special about the way she wrote to me. For the first time, I felt like someone understood me. Soon after, she started coming to see me. More often than any professional should. But then, she stopped coming.
Ooh, is he gonna get mad?
They said she was getting too involved with her assignment. I didn't see the problem. She had a boyfriend anyways. And lucky me. Guess who I ran into?
Why are you doing this to me?
Why are you doing this to me? Do you ever shut up?
She hasn't said a word the whole time.
Knocking at my cell. Hundreds of crazies. Thousands of psychopaths. But no, no! You chose me. And now I'm afraid it's time to make another choice. You can either return to your ordinary little life, picking and prodding the brains of Gotham scum, or you can join me, crime royalty, as my Harlequin. So, what'll it be? Door number 1? Or door number 2?
Yeah, I really like the writing in this.
Shall we?
That was a good monologue.
Oh, wait here a moment.
What's gonna happen now, though?
Wanna hurry up? Kinda heavy.
She's gonna cut his throat?
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I thought he was already dead.
A gift.
I watched you change
Oh, cool. Deftones.
Come to Papa.
Oh, well, there wasn't like any torture or anything in there, but pretty good for a fucking Ledger Joker, I'll have to say. Wasn't really the Joker I was expecting. So yeah, it wasn't exactly the Joker I was expecting, like I said before, but you know, it was a welcome one. You know, like Heath Ledger's Joker has been known to be one of the best Jokers of all time. That's, you know, in my opinion, not really. Obviously, Hamill is my favorite Joker of all time. Probably the best. But obviously, yeah, for like live screen Jokers, obviously, yeah, Heath Ledger's kind of, you know, stands above the rest of the live action ones anyway. And, yeah, I was just kind of, you know, at first trying to just get used to the idea of Ledger's Joker in the Harley Quinn story. You know, I just don't really see those two matching up, but I guess, you know, it's the same character essentially, just he's a little crazier. And, you know, the prosthetics were pretty good, you know, like the scar and everything, the makeup and all that looked pretty good. There's a couple of scenes here and there where, like, they spiked the camera or whatever, maybe not on purpose, but it just kind of threw me off a little bit, but, you know, those are just like little minor gripes. It's really just a shame that, you know, that Harley didn't really get very many lines in this thing to kind of, you know, maybe tell, like, not like tell her side, but more like give her some emotion, some character. You know, instead of just like a couple of whimpers here and there and asking to take the ropes off, maybe like give her something to say. Because, you know, like for the length that this thing was, they could have actually had her, you know, even just in like a flashback scene, being at work or whatever, and like kind of going to see the Joker, like when, you know, he was talking about the fact that she was going to see him. It could have like gone to like a flashback scene, and then that would have also given a little bit of a change to the tone of, you know, of this film, because it was the same, you know, the same room that they're in over and over again, different angles and stuff, and that was cool. But it would have been interesting for them to do like a flashback scene like that, her, you know, actually at work, you know, all primed and proper, and then like kind of flashback again to where they are in that warehouse or whatever with Joker, torturing her. And then again, he didn't even really torture her in this. Like Harley was kind of basically beaten into becoming, the Harley Quinn that everyone knows and loves. But then again, on the other side, this is a Joker fan film, so somebody wanted to really just highlight, their version of the Ledger Joker, and probably whoever wrote this thing wanted to, kind of showcase their writing. And I think the writing was one of the strongest points in this, and the writing is the strongest point in any fan film, in any film regardless, but especially when it comes to the Joker, because there is a certain flow and a certain feel to the stuff that the Joker says. Now, obviously, the Heath Ledger Joker is different than the Hamill Joker, and in the pacing of a monologue and what they elaborate on, or like the exclamation of certain words and phrases are totally different between the two. So I think the writing was pretty damn well done for the Heath Ledger Joker. I think Nolan would be pretty proud of the writer of this and the actual performance of the Ledger Joker there. Assuming that he had seen it. It's been out for 7 years. I would assume that he'd have seen it already. Been one of those 4 million people anyway. So yeah, unlike the last one I watched, not a total fucking letdown. I was kind of, bummed that it wasn't the traditional Joker with Harley Quinn, but I'm sure there's more out there with him in it, so yeah. Of course, I will put a link in the description for this video so you can go ahead and watch it for yourself. Full screen, full audio, and get the full experience. And as always, have yourself a fantastic evening.